Lake Tahoe, Nevada, 1958. Autumn leaves fall on water like forgotten memories. Corleone compound rises from shoreline. Stone walls, armed guards, electric gates. Michael Corleone sits in his study, 38 years old, dawn of the family. Cold, calculating, every decision measured, every word chosen. He built an empire, legitimate businesses, hotels, casinos, political connections reaching Washington itself. But family remains complicated. Fredo Corleone stands outside that study, 42 years old. Older brother, should have been Don. Tradition says oldest son inherits. Tradition means nothing when you're weak. He remembers Vito's funeral, 1955, 3 years ago. Michael took control that day. Fredo stood beside him, smiled, nodded, played his part. Inside he burned, stepped over. That's what they called it. When younger brother takes what should be yours, stepped over like you don't exist, like you never mattered. Michael made him run operations in Las Vegas. Sounds important, isn't. Glorified host. Shake hands with high rollers, smile for cameras, make sure drinks keep flowing. Real decisions come from Michael. Always Michael. Fredo signs papers. Michael already decided everything. Fredo suggests strategies. Michael dismisses them, politely, quietly, in front of everyone. Fredo isn't strong enough for this business. Never said directly. Doesn't need to be. Everyone knows. Tom Hagen knows. Clemenza knew before he died. Even Connie knows. Baby sister understands more about family business than oldest son. That knowledge tastes like rust in Fredo's mouth. He tried once. Mo Green incident, 1955. Vegas meeting. Green yelled at Michael, slapped Fredo publicly, called him names, humiliated him in front of everyone. Michael said nothing then, just watched. Later Green died, shot through the eye. But Michael never asked if Fredo was okay, never acknowledged the disrespect, just eliminated the problem and moved forward. Like Fredo's feelings didn't register. Fredo drinks more now, bourbon mostly, starts earlier each day. Nobody says anything. They notice though, he sees their glances. Pity mixed with contempt. Dangerous combination. His wife left him. Deanna, cocktail waitress from Vegas. Thought she married into royalty. Found out she married Family Joke instead. Divorce papers came through 6 months ago. Michael arranged everything. Quiet settlement, no scandal, efficient. Like Fredo's marriage was just another business problem to solve. He thinks about their father. Vito would have handled things differently. Vito respected tradition, respected oldest son even when that son was weaker. Vito gave Fredo territory, let him feel important, made room for him. Michael makes room for nobody. Late nights at Lake Tahoe. Fredo walks the compound alone. Guards nod, don't speak. He's Corleone by blood. But blood only takes you so far when you're invisible. Stars reflect off lake water. Cold November air bites through his jacket. He shivers, goes inside, pours another drink. The phone rings sometimes. Business associates from Vegas. Old friends from before Michael took over. They remember when Fredo mattered. When his name meant something beyond being Michael's disappointing older brother. Those calls feel like oxygen. Brief, never enough. Michael built walls around everything. Family, business, decisions. Fredo stands outside those walls, looking in, watching younger brother reshape world their father created. Tradition dies slowly, respect dies faster. Fredo watches both disappear like morning fog over cold lake water. He doesn't know it yet, can't see it coming. But men who feel invisible become desperate, and desperate men make fatal choices. The stage is set. The trap waits. Geography won't protect him. Being blood won't save him. Michael's patience is infinite. Michael's memory is perfect. Michael forgets nothing. Fredo just wants respect, wants to matter, wants to prove he's smart, not dumb like everyone says. Miami, Florida, 1957. 1 year before everything changes, ocean breeze carries salt and possibility. Art Deco hotels line Collins Avenue. Pink, turquoise, chrome details catching sunlight. This is Hyman Roth's territory. Not through violence, through patience, through being useful to everyone. Hyman Roth sits in poolside cabana, 70 years old, looks older, diabetes ravaging him slowly, but mind stays sharp as broken glass. He built fortune, making other people rich. Investors loved him, partners trusted him. He always made money for his partners, always. Until Michael Corleone killed Mo Green, Las Vegas, Flamingo Hotel. Green shot through his eye while getting massage, clean, professional, permanent. Michael consolidating power, eliminating obstacles. Green was Roth's friend, more than friend, protege, student, like son to him. Michael took it like it meant nothing, like Green was just another problem to solve. Roth never showed anger, attended Green's funeral, sent condolences to family, smiled at Michael across crowded rooms, made business deals, acted like nothing changed, because men like Roth understand something fundamental. Revenge is a dish best served cold, so cold the target never sees it coming. He studies Michael, watches from distance, young Don, intelligent, ruthless, protected by walls of soldiers and strategy. Direct attack would fail, would get Roth killed, would accomplish nothing, so Roth looks for cracks. Every wall has cracks. Every family has weak points. Fredo Corleone, the older brother, the disappointment, the invisible one. Johnny Ola enters the cabana, 40 years old, Roth's right hand, Sicilian-born, Cuban-raised, speaks 4 languages, knows how to read men like others read newspapers. He's been in Vegas for 6 months, establishing connections, making friends, specifically making one friend. Fredo Corleone talks when he drinks. Ola reports. His voice carries no judgment, just observation. Every night at the Desert Inn bar, complains about his brother, says he's stepped over, says he's smarter than people think. Roth nods slowly, drinks his tea. Doctor says no alcohol. Roth obeys, wants to live long enough to see this through. Resentment is like infection, spreads if untreated. What else? He knows things. Michael's schedule, compound security, who visits, when. Fredo doesn't realize what he knows, thinks it's meaningless information, but patterns reveal vulnerabilities. Has he asked for money? No, he wants respect, wants to feel important, to matter. Roth smiles, thin, cold. Then we give him respect, we make him feel important, we make him believe he matters. The approach is subtle, always subtle. Ola doesn't mention Michael, doesn't mention business, just befriends Fredo. Casual conversations at casino bars, drinks together, stories about the old days, when men like them built Vegas from sand and ambition. Ola listens, really listens, something nobody does for Fredo anymore. You're Vito Corleone's son, Ola tells him one night. Bourbon makes Fredo's face flush. That means something. That should always mean something. Fredo nods, grateful someone remembers, someone acknowledges. His father's name used to open doors. Now it just reminds people of Michael's shadow. Weeks pass, friendship deepens, trust builds. Ola introduces Fredo to investors, to businessmen, to people who treat him like he matters, who ask his opinion, who listen when he talks. Fredo blooms under attention like desert flower after rain. Your brother, Ola says carefully one evening. They're at rooftop club. Vegas lights spread below like fallen stars. He doesn't see your value, but others do. Smart investors understand family dynamics, understand who really built this empire. Fredo drinks, nods, feels warm inside. Validation tastes sweeter than bourbon. The information comes gradually, never interrogation, just conversation. Ola asks about Lake Tahoe compound. Beautiful place. Must be nice living there. Fredo describes it, security details, guard rotations, which rooms have best views, where Michael's bedroom is located, how late guards stay alert, what time household sleeps. Doesn't feel like intelligence gathering, feels like friendship, like someone cares about his life, his opinions, his knowledge. Ola never writes anything down, just remembers every detail, every vulnerability, every crack in Michael's armor. My associates, Ola mentions months later, casual, like afterthought. They're interested in opportunities, gaming licenses, development deals, but they need inside information. Nothing illegal, just business intelligence. They'd compensate generously for insights. Fredo hesitates, briefly, then thinks about being useful, about mattering, about finally having value beyond his last name. What kind of information? Just patterns. When deals are happening, who Michael meets with, business timing. You already know these things, your family, you hear things. Why shouldn't you benefit? The money isn't large at first, few thousand here and there. Ola calls it consultant fees. Fredo calls it recognition, fair payment for knowledge, for access, for finally being appreciated. He doesn't connect information to anything dangerous, doesn't see the trap closing, just feels important, valued, respected. He tells himself it's not betrayal. He's not revealing secrets, just sharing business intelligence with investors. Michael never asks his opinion anyway, never includes him in real decisions. So why shouldn't Fredo benefit from what he knows? Why shouldn't he matter to someone? Roth receives reports through Ola, studies them, pieces together pattern. Michael's compound, his schedule, his vulnerabilities, the bedroom location, guard weaknesses, timing windows, everything needed to strike at young Don, who killed Mo Green, who thought geography would protect him, who built walls thinking walls were enough. When? Ola asks. Soon, Roth answers. But not yet. Let Fredo feel secure. Let him think he's just making friends, making money. Let him believe he's finally proving he's smart. Because betrayal works best when the betrayer doesn't know that's what he's doing, when guilt comes later, when realization hits too late, when geography can't protect, when family becomes weapon, when the invisible brother finally matters. But not the way he wanted, never the way he wanted. The trap is set, the information is gathered, the weak point is identified. Michael Corleone, protected by soldiers and strategy, is vulnerable through blood, through family, through the brother he stepped over. Fredo drinks in his Vegas hotel room, counts his consultant fees, feels proud for first time in years. He's contributing, he matters, he's proving he's smart, not dumb like everyone says. Lake Tahoe, fall 1958. October air turns cold at night. Compound sleeps under stars. Guards patrol perimeter, routine, predictable. Every night same pattern, same timing, same vulnerabilities. Michael lies in bed beside Kay. She sleeps deeply, exhausted from caring for their children. Anthony in next room, Mary down the hall. Family together under one roof, protected by walls and armed men, safe, or so it seems. Two gunmen approach through trees, professionals, silent, no unnecessary movement. They studied guard patterns for weeks, memorized shift changes, identified blind spots in security. Someone gave them detailed information, someone who knew the compound intimately. They reached the main house, side entrance, door unlocked, exactly as promised. Move through darkened hallways, know which floorboards creak, which rooms to avoid, which hallway leads to master bedroom. Information this precise doesn't come from observation, comes from someone inside. Michael's bedroom, second floor, corner room, large windows, facing lake, beautiful view, tactical weakness. They position themselves, one at door, one at window approach, coordinated, professional. This isn't amateur operation. Guard rotation changes, brief window, 30 seconds when no one watches this sector. 30 seconds is enough. Window slides open, gunman enters, raises weapon, Thompson submachine gun, 30-round magazine, designed to destroy everything in target area. Kay stirs, senses something wrong, opens eyes, sees shadow, screams. Michael rolls, instinct from war. Body moves before mind processes, falls from bed. Bullets tear through mattress where he lay seconds before. Feathers explode into air, white snow in darkness. Kay screams again, frozen, terrified. 20 shots, maybe more. Sound deafening in enclosed space. Windows shatter, wood splinters, mirror explodes, lamp shatters. Everything in room destroyed except Michael. He crawls behind heavy dresser. Italian oak, thick, stops bullets, barely. Second gunman enters through door, catches guards responding, shoots them. 2 men down before they can return fire. Professional, ruthless, escape route secured, but they miscalculated. Michael isn't alone in compound. Al Neri sleeps in adjacent wing. Former police officer, Michael's personal enforcer. War veteran like Michael, recognizes gunfire immediately. Neri moves fast, grabs weapon, runs towards sound. Other guards converge. What should have been quick assassination becomes firefight. Gunmen realize extraction is compromised. They panic. Panic makes people sloppy. First gunman goes down in hallway. Neri shoots him 3 times. Chest, neck, head, no chances. Second gunman tries window escape. Guard outside clips him. Falls 2 stories. Breaks both legs. Alive but finished. Silence. After chaos. Ears ringing. Smoke hanging in air. Smell of gunpowder. Blood on carpet. 2 dead guards. 2 wounded gunmen. Kay sobbing in destroyed bedroom. Michael untouched. Alive. Calculating already. Tom Hagen arrives within minutes. Sees carnage. Sees Michael's face. Cold. No fear. No shock. Just calculation. Who knew bedroom location? Who knew guard patterns? Who knew window vulnerabilities? Inside job. Has to be. Get the one who's alive, Michael orders. Voice steady, like discussing weather. I want to know who sent him. They take wounded gunmen to basement. Quiet room. Soundproof. What happens there doesn't reach outside. Neri works him over. Professional interrogation. Not torture for pleasure. Information extraction. Surgical. Efficient. Gunman talks. Eventually everyone talks. Hired through intermediary. Money deposited in account. Never met employer directly. But he knows one thing. Information about compound came from someone inside. Someone family. Michael listens. Processes. Eliminates possibilities. Not Tom. Too loyal. Not Clemenza. Dead 2 years now. Not Connie. No access to security details. Not Kay. No reason. Not children. Too young. Fredo. Name hangs in air like poison. Michael doesn't want to believe it. Blood is supposed to mean something. Family is supposed to be sacred. But evidence points nowhere else. Only Fredo had access. Only Fredo knew details. Only Fredo had reason to feel resentful. But Michael is careful, man. Doesn't act on suspicion. Needs proof. Needs certainty. Needs to know for sure before making move that can't be undone. Killing brother isn't business decision made lightly, even for Michael, even now. He calls Fredo in Vegas. Voice normal, calm. There was incident. I'm fine, but I need you here. Family emergency. Fredo arrives next morning, nervous, sweating despite cool weather. Michael watches him, studies reactions. Fredo asks questions, right questions, normal questions. What happened? Who did it? Is everyone safe? But something feels off. Rehearsed, like actor reading lines. Michael doesn't confront him, not yet, plays along, accepts concern as genuine. Thanks Fredo for coming, asks him to stay a few days, help with security review. Fredo agrees, relief visible on his face, thinks he got away with it, thinks Michael suspects nothing, but Michael suspects everything, just needs proof, needs Fredo to reveal himself. Patience, like father taught him. Patient men win, impulsive men die. Days pass. Michael investigates quietly, traces money, follows connections, discovers Fredo's consultant fees, discovers meetings with Johnny Ola, discovers pattern of information sharing. Everything lines up, everything points same direction. Still Michael waits, doesn't confront, doesn't accuse, lets Fredo think he's safe, because Michael learned something from Vito, from Barzini, from everyone who came before. Revenge works best when enemy doesn't see it coming, when trap closes completely, when escape becomes impossible. He tells Fredo he's going to Cuba, meeting Hyman Roth, negotiating business deal, big opportunity, needs Fredo there, needs family presence. Fredo agrees enthusiastically, sees chance to prove himself, to show he's valuable, to demonstrate he matters. Michael knows better. Cuba is in business opportunity. Cuba's test. Cuba's trap. Cuba is where truth reveals itself, where Fredo will slip, where patient brother will finally know for certain what desperate brother did. Geography won't protect Fredo. Distance won't save him. Being blood won't matter. Michael's patience is infinite. Michael's memory is perfect. Michael forgets nothing. The assassination attempt failed. Gunmen died. Guards died. But something else died that night. Whatever remained of Michael's humanity. Whatever piece of him still believed in family loyalty, in blood bonds, in tradition. That piece died in bedroom full of bullets meant for him. What remains is Dawn, cold, calculating, capable of anything, even killing his own brother. If brother deserves it, when brother deserves it, Cuba will answer that question. Havana, Cuba, December 1958. Revolution simmers beneath surface like fever. Streets smell of cigars and gasoline. Music pours from clubs. Tourists drink rum, dance, pretend everything is fine, but locals know better. Batista's regime crumbles. Castro waits in mountains. Change comes whether anyone wants it or not. Michael arrives at Hotel Nacional. Elegant, colonial, overlooks Malecon seawall. Hyman Roth already here. Hosting parties, making deals, celebrating his birthday, 70 years old, looks like gentle grandfather, is anything but. Roth greets Michael warmly, embraces him, kisses both cheeks. Michael, my boy, welcome to Havana, paradise before the fall. His smile never reaches his eyes, cold, calculating, performance perfected over decades. They discuss business, gaming licenses, hotels, investments. Roth wants partnership with Corleone family, says Cuban casinos will make them rich beyond imagination. Michael nods, asks questions, plays along, but he watches, studies, calculates. Fredo is there too. Arrived 3 days earlier, setting up meetings, making connections. He seems comfortable, too comfortable. Knows streets, knows clubs, knows people. Michael notices, says nothing, just watches his brother navigate Havana like he lives here. Fredo knows Havana well, Roth mentions casually. He's been very helpful, very connected. Michael nods. That's good. Fredo has always been social. But something feels wrong. Fredo avoids eye contact, drinks more than usual, laughs too loud at jokes that aren't funny. Nervous energy radiates from him. Guilty conscience shows in small ways, sweating despite evening breeze, hands trembling slightly, voice too bright. That evening, celebration, Roth's birthday, massive cake, champagne, politicians, businessmen, mobsters from New York, Chicago, Miami, everyone who matters in this world. Roth holds court like king, receives tributes, accepts gifts, enjoys power. Michael participates, brings expensive gift, toasts Roth's health, plays role of respectful partner. But his mind works elsewhere. Pieces together puzzle. Roth brought him to Cuba, away from protection, away from compound, away from soldiers and walls. Why? The answer reveals itself at nightclub, exclusive place, dark, loud, tables arranged around stage. Entertainment begins, dancers, performers, things that happen in Havana that don't happen in New York. Michael sits with Roth, Fredo, and Roth's associates, Johnny Ola among them. Michael watches Fredo. His brother seems relaxed now, several drinks in, guard down. He makes comment about the club. Best show in Havana, really something. Johnny Ola smiles. You've been here before, Fredo? Oh yeah, Fredo says enthusiastically. Alcohol makes him talkative, makes him careless. Johnny Ola brought me here. What was it, 3-4 times? You know this place like the back of your hand. The words hang in air. Michael turns slowly, looks at Fredo, then at Johnny Ola, then back at Fredo. Fredo's face changes. Realization hits. Horror floods his expression. He just said Johnny Ola's name, just admitted knowing him, just revealed the lie. Because weeks ago, when Michael asked, Fredo swore he never met Johnny Ola, never heard the name, had no connection to Roth's people. Michael asked directly. Fredo looked him in eyes and lied, absolutely, completely, to his face. Now truth sits exposed like wound. Fredo knows Johnny Ola, knows him well. Well enough to visit nightclubs together, multiple times. Well enough to be familiar with Havana. Well enough to have a relationship Michael knew nothing about. Michael's expression doesn't change. Face remains calm, but his eyes, something dies in his eyes. Whatever remained of trust, of family bond, of brotherhood, dies right there in Cuban nightclub while dancers perform and music plays. He doesn't confront Fredo. Not here, not in front of Roth, not in front of witnesses. Just looks at him. Long look, cold look. Look that says everything without words. I know what you did. I know you lied. I know you betrayed me. Fredo tries to recover. I mean, I met him a couple times. Casual, nothing important, just business acquaintances. But it's too late. The lie is exposed. The truth is visible. And Michael knows about the meetings, knows about the information, knows about the assassination attempt, knows his own brother sold him out, gave details about compound, about bedroom location, about security, about family. The night continues, music plays, people laugh, drink, celebrate, but at their table silence grows, thick, heavy, suffocating. Fredo sweats, drinks, tries to act normal, fails. Johnny Ola watches nervously. Roth maintains smile but eyes calculate, measures, wonders if plan is compromised. Michael excuses himself, walks to balcony, overlooks Havana nightlife. City lights spread like fallen stars. Revolution waits in darkness beyond. He processes, confirms what he suspected. Fredo betrayed him, his own blood, his brother. Gave information to enemies, nearly got him killed, nearly made Kay widow, nearly orphaned his children. And for what? For respect? For money? For feeling important? Michael's jaw tightens, hands grip balcony railing, knuckles white. Later that night, Michael finds Fredo alone. Hotel corridor, away from crowds, away from witnesses. He approaches slowly. Fredo backs against wall, knows what's coming, can't escape it. Michael stops inches from his face, voice quiet, deadly calm. I know it was you, Fredo. Fredo's eyes fill with tears. Michael, you broke my heart. Michael's voice cracks slightly, only slightly, emotion bleeding through calculation, pain mixing with rage. You broke my heart. He pulls Fredo close, kisses him, hard, on lips, Italian kiss of death, il bacio della morta, message clear, unmistakable. You're marked, you're finished, you're dead, but not yet. Michael releases him, steps back. You're nothing to me now, Fredo. Nothing, not a brother, not a friend, nothing. Fredo collapses, sobs. I didn't know, Michael, I swear. I didn't know they'd try to kill you. Roth said it was just business information, just intelligence. I didn't know. You knew enough. Michael's voice ice. You knew you were lying to me. You knew you were meeting with them. You knew you were giving information about family, about security, about our home. You knew. Please, Michael, I'm your brother. I'm your older brother. Doesn't that mean anything? It meant everything. Past tense. Once. Michael walks away. Leaves Fredo sobbing in corridor, broken, destroyed. Alive but finished. Because Michael won't kill him. Not here, not now, not while their mother lives. Mama would never forgive. Mama's heart couldn't survive losing another son. So Fredo lives, for now, under sentence, under mark, under kiss of death that never fades. Michael will wait, months, maybe years, but patience is weapon. Vito taught him that. Patient men win. Revolution erupts that night. Castro's forces enter Havana. Gunfire in streets, chaos, evacuation. Americans flee, Roth flees, Michael escapes. Fredo disappears into crowd, runs, hides, knows what awaits. The trap sprung, the betrayal confirmed. The brother marked, not with dramatic violence, not with public execution, with quiet kiss in hotel corridor, with words that break heart, with patience that guarantees eventually geography won't protect, family won't save, blood won't matter. Fredo wanted respect, wanted to matter, wanted to prove he was smart. He proved he was fool. New York, 1959. Winter settles over Lake Tahoe compound like shroud. Snow covers everything, makes world look clean, pure, deceptive. Nothing is clean here. Nothing pure, just cold calculation wrapped in white. Fredo returns from Cuba, broken, terrified, marked. He knows what the kiss meant. Il bacio della morte. Every mobster knows. Every Italian understands. Kiss of death isn't metaphor. It's promise. Sentence waiting for execution. But months pass. Michael doesn't act, doesn't order it, doesn't send Al Neri with weapons in silence, just watches. Cold, distant, treats Fredo like stranger, like ghost, already dead, but still walking. Because Mama still lives. Carmela Corleone, 82 years old, frail, heart condition. Doctor visits weekly. She sits in compound living room, knits, prays rosary, watches her sons pretend everything is fine. But mothers know, always know, something broke between Michael and Fredo, something irreparable. She asks Michael about it. Why is Fredo so sad? Why don't you speak to him? Michael lies smoothly. Business disagreement, Mama, nothing serious, it will pass. But it won't pass, can't pass. Betrayal doesn't heal, trust doesn't rebuild. Blood was spilled, not literally. Not yet, but metaphorically. And in their world, metaphorical blood demands real blood eventually. Fredo lives in compound, but exists in exile. Separate wing, separate meals, separate life. He sees Michael at family dinners. Mandatory appearances for Mama's sake. They sit at same table, don't speak, don't make eye contact. Pass salt without words, chew food in silence heavy as stones. Connie tries to mediate. She doesn't know full truth. Doesn't understand depth of betrayal, just sees brothers not speaking, sees family fracturing. She remembers Sonny, remembers Carlo, remembers too much death already. Michael, he's your brother, she pleads. Whatever happened, forgive him, for Mama's sake, for family. Michael's response is ice. Some things can't be forgiven, Connie, you don't understand. Then help me understand. No. Final, absolute. Door closed. Fredo drinks, more now than ever. Bourbon for breakfast, scotch for lunch, wine through dinner, anything to dull knowledge of what's coming. He tried running once, packed bags, made it to front gate. God stopped him, polite, firm. Don Corleone requests you stay, Mr. Fredo, for your protection. Protection. The word tastes like ash. He's not protected. He's imprisoned, kept close, kept visible, kept alive only because Mama's heart couldn't survive losing another son. Not yet, not while she breathes. Tom Hagen watches it all, consigliere, advisor, brother by adoption, if not blood. He knows what happened in Cuba, knows what Fredo did, knows what Michael decided, and he knows timing. Everything in their world comes down to timing. How long? Tom asked Michael one night. Private study, door closed, just them. Until Mama passes. Michael doesn't elaborate, doesn't need to. And then Fredo made his choice. Actions have consequences, even for family, especially for family. Tom nods slowly, doesn't argue, can't argue. In their world, betrayal equals death, no exceptions, not even for brothers, maybe especially not for brothers. Because family betrayal cuts deepest. Wounds can't heal. Months become year. Year becomes 2 years. Carmela grows weaker. Doctors give time frames. 6 months, 3 months, any day now. Each Christmas might be her last. Each Easter, each Sunday Mass. She clings to life with determination that defies medical logic. Maybe she knows. Maybe she senses that when she goes, something else dies too. Fredo ages rapidly. Hair grays, face sags, hands shake beyond alcohol tremors. Living under death sentence does that, waiting for inevitable, knowing it comes, but not when. Psychological destruction more complete than physical could ever be. He tries talking to Michael once, catches him alone in study, desperate, crying. Please, Michael, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I swear on Mama's life, I didn't know they'd try to kill you. Michael looks at him. No anger, no rage, just cold assessment, like studying insect. You knew enough. You knew you were lying. You knew you were meeting them. You knew you were giving information. That's enough. I'm your brother. You were my brother. Past tense. Now you're just man who betrayed his family. There's no coming back from that. So you're going to kill me? Michael doesn't answer. Just returns to paperwork. Conversation over. Fredo dismissed like servant, like nothing. And maybe that's worse than death. Being nothing to person you once meant everything to. Spring. Carmela's condition worsens. She can't leave bed now. Priest visits daily. Last rites given. Family gathers. Everyone knows. Time measures in hours now. Maybe days, not weeks. Certainly not months. Fredo sits by her bedside, holds her hand, cries. Mama, I'm sorry. For everything. For being disappointment. For not being strong enough. For all of it. Carmela's voice barely whisper. You're my son. You could never disappoint me. I love you. Always loved you. Always will. But she doesn't say, Michael will forgive you. Doesn't promise reconciliation, because even she knows some things break permanently. Some betrayals exceed even mother's love to repair. Michael visits separately, holds her other hand, kisses her forehead. Thank you, Mama, for everything, for life, for teaching us about family, about honor, about what matters. She looks at him, eyes still sharp despite failing body. Take care of Fredo. Promise me. Michael's jaw tightens. I promise to do what's right, Mama. Not what she asked, but close enough for dying woman to accept. Or maybe she knows. Maybe she understands what's right means in their world. Maybe she's known all along. Mothers always know. She dies that evening, peacefully, surrounded by family, priest administering final sacraments. Funeral arrangements begin immediately. Wake, mass, burial, traditional Italian Catholic ceremony. 3 days of mourning, 3 days where family comes together, where grudges supposedly pause, where peace temporarily reigns. But Michael isn't bound by temporary peace. He's bound by permanent justice. And he waited 2 years, kept promise to Mama, let her die without witnessing what comes next, showed respect, showed patience, showed he could control himself even when rage demanded release. Now Mama's gone. Now the promise is fulfilled. Now nothing stops what must happen. What always was going to happen. What started that night in Cuba with kiss that meant death. Fredo knows it too. At funeral, he watches Michael across casket. Sees calculation in those cold eyes. Sees measurement. Sees finality. He knows. His time runs out. Geography won't protect. Family won't save. Blood doesn't matter anymore. After cemetery, after burial, after condolences and tears and flowers placed on fresh grave. Connie approaches Michael. Now that Mama's gone, you and Fredo should talk. Really talk. Reconcile. She would want that. Michael nods. You're right. Fredo and I should spend time together. Just the two of us. Make peace. Connie smiles. Relieved. Thinking she helped. Thinking she saved family. Thinking forgiveness is possible. She doesn't understand. In their world, reconciliation comes differently. Not through words. Through finality. Through permanent solutions to permanent problems. Through patience rewarded and sentences executed. Michael approaches Fredo after funeral dinner. Let's go fishing tomorrow. Like old times, Lake Tahoe, just us. Fredo's face goes white. He knows. Fishing trip means isolation, means opportunity, means end. But he can't refuse, can't run. Guard still at gates, sentence still waiting. 2 years of delay ending with invitation that sounds friendly, but promises death. Sure, Michael, Fredo whispers. Tomorrow, fishing, like old times. But nothing is like old times. Old times died in Cuban nightclub, died with kiss that broke heart, died with betrayal that could never be forgiven. Tomorrow comes. Lake Tahoe, morning after Mama's funeral, sky gray, water still. Cold spring air carries promise of rain. Michael stands on dock, watches Al Neri prepare small fishing boat, 2 rods, tackle box, thermos of coffee. Everything looks normal, innocent, just brothers going fishing like old times, except nothing is innocent, nothing is normal, and old times are dead. Fredo approaches slowly, jacket too thin for weather, hands in pockets, face pale. He didn't sleep, couldn't sleep, knows what fishing trip means, knows what happens on isolated lake, knows Al Neri doesn't come along for fish. Morning, Michael, Fredo says, voice hoarse, trying to sound casual, failing completely. Michael nods. Morning, beautiful day for it, peaceful. Peaceful. The word hangs between them, heavy, ironic. Nothing about this is peaceful. This is execution dressed as reconciliation. Death wearing mask of forgiveness. They board boat. Fredo sits in front, Michael in middle, Al Neri at motor, standard arrangement, casual, except Neri's eyes stay cold. Professional. He's done this before, will do it again. Just following orders, just doing job. Boat pulls away from dock. Engine hums. Water laps against hull. They travel out, far from shore, far from witnesses, far from anyone who might interfere. Distance grows, safety shrinks. Geography that should protect becomes isolation that guarantees. Fredo tries talking, desperate. Remember when Pop used to take us fishing? Sundays after Mass? You, me, Sonny, before everything changed, before business, before... He trails off, before betrayal, before Cuba, before kiss of death, before everything that led to this moment on cold lake with death waiting. Michael doesn't respond, just watches water, calm, empty, like his heart, like whatever remained of brotherly love, all gone now, frozen, buried with Mama yesterday. Michael, Fredo tries again, voice breaking. I know I can't take it back. I know I hurt you, hurt family, but I'm still your brother. Blood. Doesn't that count for something? Finally, Michael speaks. It counted for everything. Once. You destroyed that. You chose Roth, chose money, chose feeling important over family, over blood, over everything Pop built, everything he taught us. I didn't know they'd try to kill you. I swear on Mama's grave, on Pop's. I thought it was just information, just business. You knew enough. Michael's voice stays flat. No emotion, no rage, just finality. You knew you were lying to me, meeting with them, giving information about compound, about security, about family. That's betrayal, pure, complete, unforgivable. Tears run down Fredo's face. So this is it? Fishing trip ends with bullet. Brother kills brother? Brother killed brother when you went to Roth, when you gave them access, when you chose yourself over family. This is just consequence, delayed, but always coming. They reach middle of lake, far from everything, surrounded by water and mountains and emptiness. Beautiful location, terrible purpose. Al Neri cuts engine, silence falls, complete, heavy, final. Fredo knows it's time, sees it in Michael's eyes, in Neri's posture, in absolute quiet that screams ending. He closes his eyes, starts praying, whispered, desperate. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Michael nods to Neri, small movement, barely visible, but clear. Order given, sentence executed. Neri stands, moves behind Fredo, draws weapon, silenced pistol, professional, efficient. Fredo keeps praying, doesn't stop, doesn't turn around, accepts what comes. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Single shot, back of head, quick, Clean. Fredo slumps forward. Prayer unfinished. Life ended. Body falls into lake. Water accepts him. Closes over. Like he never existed. Like betrayal never happened. Like brother never was. Neri holsters weapon. Meets Michael's eyes. Michael nods. Job done. Order completed. Family protected. Weakness eliminated. Message sent. Even blood doesn't protect traitors. Even brothers face consequences. They return to shore. Slow. Measured. No hurry now. Neri will report accident. Fredo fell overboard. Hit head. Drowned before they could save him. Tragic. Unfortunate. Believable enough for outsiders. Family will know truth. That's what matters. That's the message. Compound staff waits at dock. Tom Hagen among them. He sees Michael's face. Sees Neri alone return boat. Sees Fredo's absence. Understands immediately. Closes eyes briefly. Another brother gone. Another piece of family destroyed. Another sacrifice to business, to power, to Michael's cold calculation. Connie runs to dock. Where's Fredo? Where's my brother? Michael's voice stays steady. There was accident. He fell overboard. We couldn't save him. I'm sorry. Connie screams, collapses. Tom catches her. She sobs into his chest. No, no, not Fredo. Not another brother. Please God, not another one. But God doesn't answer. Or maybe he does. Through silence. Through acceptance that in this family, betrayal equals death. Even for brothers. Especially for brothers. Kay watches from house window. Sees Michael return without Fredo. Sees Connie's grief. Sees Tom's knowing expression. Sees Neri's professional demeanor. She understands. Not details, but truth. Michael ordered it. Michael arranged it. Michael killed his own brother. Something inside her breaks. Finally, completely. She married soldier who didn't want family business. Watched him become Don. Watched him become killer. Watched him become monster. But this is too far. Brother killing brother. Family destroying family. She can't accept. Won't accept. No, she must leave. Must take children. Must escape before this world consumes them too. Michael enters house, finds Kay in bedroom, packing, not hiding it, not pretending. What are you doing? He asks. Leaving, taking children. We're done, Michael. You can't leave. You're my wife. I'm widow to man I loved. That man died years ago. You're just stranger wearing his face, stranger who kills brothers, who destroys family, who sacrifices everything for power. Fredo betrayed us, had to be handled. He was your brother, your blood, your family. Nothing justifies this. Nothing. In my world, everything justifies this. Betrayal equals death. No exceptions. Not even for family. Especially not for family. That's how we survive. Kay looks at him. Really looks. Sees emptiness where soul should be. Sees calculation where heart should beat. Sees monster where man once lived. Then I hope your survival is worth it, Michael. Worth losing everyone who loved you. Worth being alone. Worth becoming exactly what you feared. She finishes packing, takes children, leaves compound, leaves marriage, leaves Michael standing alone in empty house that echoes with ghost. Sonny, Vito, Mama, now Fredo. All gone, all sacrificed, all lost to power. Michael chose over everything else. Outside, search parties pretend to look for Fredo's body. Won't find it. Lake is deep, cold. Bodies don't surface for weeks, maybe months, maybe never. Doesn't matter. Fredo's gone. Message sent. Family understands. You betray Michael Corleone. Geography doesn't protect. Blood doesn't save. Time doesn't heal. You just disappear. Tahoe compound. 1961. Days after Fredo's death. House feels empty. Not from absence of people. Guards still patrol. Staff still works. Tom Hagen still advises. But emptiness comes from different place. From ghosts. From choices. From consequences that can't be undone. Michael sits in his study. Same desk where Vito once sat. Same chair. Same view of lake that swallowed Fredo. Everything same. Everything different. He doesn't regret decision, can't afford regret. In his world, betrayal equals death. No exceptions. Fredo chose his path. Michael just executed consequence. But knowing you're right doesn't make you less alone. Connie won't speak to him, moves out of compound within week, takes her children, leaves forwarding address in New York, far from Lake Tahoe, far from brother who kills brothers. She doesn't accuse, doesn't confront, just leaves. Silence louder than any accusation. Tom Hagen stays, loyal, professional, but something changes in his eyes. Distance that wasn't there before. He's consigliere, advisor, does his job perfectly. But dinners together stop. Casual conversations end. Business only now. Tom serves Don Corleone. But friendship with Michael died somewhere on that lake, drowned with Fredo. Kay's gone completely. Took Anthony and Mary, filed for divorce. Lawyers handle everything. Michael could fight it, could use power to keep them, could make court rule in his favor. But he doesn't. Lets them go. Watches his children driven away. Anthony crying. Mary too young to understand. Kay never looking back. He tells himself it's better this way. Safer. Family business is dangerous. Better they're far from it. Far from him. Protected by distance. But late at night, alone in empty compound, he knows truth. They're not protected from danger. They're protected from him. From monster he became. From man who kills his own brother. Years pass. Empire grows. Michael's power expands beyond anything Vito imagined. Legitimate businesses, political connections, investments spanning continents. Corleone name means respect, means fear, means power. Everything Michael wanted to build, everything he sacrificed for. But compound stays empty. Guards patrol, staff maintains. Michael works, always working, building, expanding, protecting empire that protects nothing he actually cares about. Because everyone he cared about is gone, dead, driven away, lost to choices made in name of family that no longer exists. He sees Anthony occasionally, awkward visits, supervised, court-ordered. His son looks at him like stranger, polite, distant, calls him sir, not dad, talks about school, about music, about opera, never about family, never about business, never about anything real. Anthony will never join this world. Kay made sure of that, raised him far from violence, from power, from everything Corleone means. Mary he barely knows. She grows up in photographs, birthday cards sent through lawyers, child support checks that buy everything except a relationship. She'll never remember Uncle Fredo, never know what happened on that lake, never understand why her father lives alone in fortress surrounded by men with guns. 18 years after Fredo's death, Michael is 60 years old, looks older, diabetes, heart problems, stress of carrying empire alone. He sits in same study, older desk now, his own, not Vito's. Everything Michael built himself, everything he destroyed himself. Tom Hagen died 2 years ago, heart attack, sudden. Michael attended funeral, stood alone at graveside. Family didn't sit with him, associates kept distance. He's Don Corleone, respected, feared, powerful, and completely isolated. Anthony visits that year, 24 years old now, graduated from college, pursuing opera career. Everything opposite of family business, everything rejection of what Michael represents. They sit and study, awkward, silent. I'm going to marry, Anthony says. Mary Corleone, different Mary. Not my sister, I wanted to tell you. Michael nods. Congratulations, she's lucky. Will you come to the wedding? Michael wants to say yes, wants to be father, be family, be something other than Don. But he sees Anthony's eyes, sees obligation, not desire. Sees son inviting him because it's proper, not because he wants him there. I'll send gift, Michael says. Best if I stay away. Wouldn't want my presence to cause problems. Anthony looks relieved, tries hiding it, fails. Okay, thank you for understanding. They shake hands, formal, like business associates. Anthony leaves. Michael watches him go. Knows he'll probably never see him again. Son escaping father's shadow, escaping legacy, escaping everything Michael built and destroyed building it. Late nights, Michael walks compound alone. Guards nod, keep distance. He reaches lake shore, stares at water, thinks about Fredo, about choice made 18 years ago, about kiss that sealed fate, about fishing trip that ended brother's life. Would he change it? Could he change it? In his world, betrayal equals death. Always has, always will. Fredo chose. Michael responded, simple, clean, necessary. That's what he tells himself. But Fredo's voice haunts him. I'm smart, not dumb like everyone says. Words desperate, wanting recognition, wanting respect, wanting to matter. And Michael gave him death instead. Necessary death, justified death, but death nonetheless. He thinks about Kay's words. I hope your survival is worth it, Michael. Worth being alone. Worth becoming exactly what you feared. Is it worth it? Empire stands strong. Corleone name means power. Businesses thrive. Enemies defeated. Everything Vito built, multiplied. Everything Michael promised to protect, protected, except family. That's destroyed completely. Sonny dead in 1948. Vito dead in 1955. Mama dead in 1961. Fredo dead in 1961. Tom dead in 1977. Kay gone. Connie distant. Children strangers. Everyone who loved Michael either dead or driven away by his choices, by his need to protect them, by his transformation into thing he swore he'd never become. He remembers conversation with Kay long ago, before everything. That's my family, Kay, not me. Words of young man, soldier returning from war, man who didn't want family business, who wanted different life, normal life, who promised her he'd stay separate. Promises mean nothing against power, against necessity, against survival. Michael became exactly what he rejected, became more ruthless than Vito ever was. Vito never killed brother, never drove family away, never ended up alone in fortress of his own making. Geography didn't protect Fredo. 3,000 miles didn't save Kay. Blood didn't matter. Family didn't save anyone. Michael's patience destroyed everything it touched. His intelligence calculated perfect moves that led to perfect isolation. His power built an empire of emptiness. The lesson learned too late, too completely, too absolutely. You can win every battle, defeat every enemy, build unshakable empire, control everything, and still lose what actually matters, still end up alone, still become cautionary tale instead of success story. Michael Corleone sits in his study, 60 years old, richest man in room, most powerful, most feared, most respected, and most alone, surrounded by guards who protect emperor with no kingdom that matters, no family, no love, no warmth, just cold calculations that led to cold ending. Fredo wanted to prove he was smart. Michael proved he was smarter and lost everything proving it.